This month has the potential for you to discover that one thing you've always wanted to do. What is it? Why is it? And when are you going to take action on it? These are the potentials of this month's transit. Welcome back to Uprise Friends. Before we begin, I want to let you know a few very important things about today's reading, especially if you're new to astrology. These readings are for your rising sign and your sun sign. If you know both, then you can obviously check out both of them. And I wanted to share this information with you before we dive into your horoscope for this month. But before we begin, I want to introduce myself. My name is Aylin Sky. I'm an astrologer and numerologist. I'm best known for cutting right through the noise and getting the most important messages to you. My intention is to help any present-day visionary to live their best life. So if you like what I offer on this channel, then let's hang out, subscribe, ring the bell so that it notifies you every time I put out a new forecast or horoscope. I'm happy that you are here, and let's dive into your horoscope now. September 1st through the 22nd, the sun is going to be transiting through your 8th house. During this time, this can illuminate a lot of deep thoughts about life, things that matter the most, and your loved ones, including financial matters. Especially during this time, with the sun being in Virgo, this is going to be a time when you're starting to sort out essential needs, essential things in your reality that really keep life going for you. The month is going to start out with you having maybe a lot of internal talk, and then as a result, also discussions with your loved ones in regards to finances, or any kind of negotiation with finances and property are going to be superb at this time. Late on September 9th, Mercury is going to station to go retrograde. This is going to start in your 9th house. So any kind of intellectual pursuits, the big picture, belief structures are going to be expanding. It's going to grab your attention at this time. During this time and this Mercury retrograde, you could be interested in new alternatives, whether that is on how you're approaching your life or your lifestyle, or in general philosophies. September 23rd through the 30th, the sun in Libra is going to now join this Mercury retrograde in your 9th house. It's going to transit from 0 to 7 degrees. You're going to have a lot of incredible conversations actually that'll help you identify what in your life you're wanting to really protect and defend. What is it in your life that you want to preserve, and the big picture point of view that you're wanting to hold on to. And perhaps even for many of you, you're going to be engaging in a new form of trusting this particular approach, lifestyle, or where you're at in your life. You're wanting to lean into trusting it more, but it comes through the mirroring of other relationships. So the sun's transit here in the 9th house will actually help and support many of you to learn from other people that may be completely and entirely different in their point of view as you, but this also helps you and sharpens your own point of view and how you can make it much more clear to somebody else on what your philosophy is, what it is that you stand behind, what kind of approach that you have, to your life. So September 23rd, the sun is going to be conjunct Mercury. This is going to occur in your 9th house in Libra at 0 degrees. This is going to be a phenomenal time for you to start to see the possibility of a new aim, a particular new aim that will be extra delicious to majority of you. This is going to be something that you've been wanting to maybe even dive into, gain more knowledge about for a really long time. But now there is actually a recircling that is happening, like you're coming back to this point, or it could be something brand new. This 0 degrees is going to engage you in a particular interest that will help clear confusion. This has to do with help clearing confusion attached to something new that you will have to learn, or even a travel or some kind of new aim towards a new destination, whether that's now physical or whether that is obtaining a particular type of knowledge or intellectual pursuits. This is going to be huge. Now, for many of you, you might even be inspired to write up a book or to do something on the intellectual level where your work or what it is that you're trying to put out there into the world becomes possible for the first time. What's also really important to mention here real quick is that on the same day, Venus is going to be at 22 degrees. This is going to happen in your 8th house. So if you were wondering whether you could attract the kind of support, the resources that you need, the answer is yes. This is going to be an excellent time for you to realize that you have more than what you need, and you can really attract the resources that you need in order to make some of these pursuits happen. And so this is going to be an excellent time for up-leveling finances and getting any kind of project off the ground, or, signing up for the course, or doing that thing that you've been wanting to do for a really long time that now will kind of occupy your time. The next day, September 24th, Mercury is still retrograde, moves from Libra into Virgo. So it shifts from your 9th house into the 8th house. And this is going to, I believe for many of you, going to bring up two very important things: trust and loyalty. I think there could be a moment here where you're going to have to sharpen or master any kind of subjects of loyalty or trust that you, in the previous times or any other situation, you would have absolutely said no, you would have not trusted, you would have not done it. But now you're getting this opportunity to weigh out the pros and the cons of this type of approach. Like, if you are trusting it, what are the possibilities actually? Can you trust it? And I think that you're going to be leaning more towards that you can, because this particular Mercury retrograde is going to be powerful in the sense that there is like an opening up towards this kind of possibility that the promise is of this particular Mercury retrograde. So for many of you, this is going to be an excellent time to kind of ground yourself in a new reality, that there's more pros than there is actually cons to the new possibilities or the unfoldments in your life at this time. September 26th, the story starts to unfold a little bit more, and there's more growth periods attached to all the themes we just mentioned, because the Sun in Libra in your 9th house is going to be opposing Jupiter in Aries in your 3rd house. So this is when you're going to start to discover some blind spots about maybe you playing it too small. Maybe you had to protect yourself from something in the previous years, but now you're going to start to see that that time is over. This Sun-Jupiter opposition is going to change your beliefs about your mindset, and then rewiring for you to trust yourself actually more this time around, that times are different, that you can drop the certain belief that you used to hold, and you don't have to believe this thing about yourself anymore. So you're going to be expanding what is actually possible for you, how you are expanding and aiming for different, directions in your life, and you can trust it. You can move forward now from the past. These are the kinds of reassuring validations that you're going to be getting during this time. The same day, on the 26th, Venus and Mercury are going to be conjunct in your 8th house. This is going to highlight that you are going to have the commitment from other people to support you in the way in which you are now envisioning the next steps of your life. You have the backbone, you have the support, you don't have to doubt it anymore. There's going to be some very important conversations about commitments that will unfold here, and they're going to be powerful. What's even more empowering is that the Venus-Mercury conjunction is forming a trine to your 12th house where Pluto is at. Pluto here is going to just give this new boost of having faith again in the way in which your life is unfolding. I think some of you may have even felt up until this point that there was some kind of a loss at some level that has occurred in your life, and this loss was very impactful. It was at some level a stage of grief even. Now Pluto comes into the picture here and says, you know what, that time is over. There is going to be now a new level of faith that's rising. You can lean into it. You can trust it. You can really take this faith and empower yourself and move now your life into a direction that feels new, that has a new meaning to you. And that's going to be the promise during this time. That's a wrap on today's horoscope. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up. Have a great month ahead, and see you in the next video.